Hello. Welcome to this week's edition of Acting Tips with Howard Fine, powered by Casting Networks. Crying on cue. So many actors worry about this situation, and sometimes a director will actually say to an actor on that line, cry. If you try to cry at an exact moment, it automatically will not occur. So some key things about crying on cue. One, don't think about it that way because you are going to freeze when the time comes. So you've got to leave yourself room anywhere in a script, anywhere in a section of a script where something might happen emotionally. You have to not obligate yourself to the exact moment you emote and to the amount of emotion. If my eyes are just beginning to water, that's enough for my acting partner to say, "Why are you crying?" So the minute we start to go into our head and to measure and to think, "Oh no, I've got to be crying more," the minute you start to measure in any way, you can't do it. This is a trust exercise. So when a scene calls for emotion, you contact a source and contact the source earlier than you will need it. Because a pot doesn't suddenly boil. That flame is already lit. What happens is your ability to cover diminishes. So we don't suddenly try to generate emotion at an exact moment. It won't work. Also, you have to be able to begin the scene not worrying about the emotional moment coming up. Because very often we don't see our emotions coming. Emotions take us, we don't take them. So very often you start the scene not knowing about the news that is going to come your way. When the news hits you, allow yourself a moment to process. Do not obligate yourself to an instant reaction. Those are all things that put you in the head. So it's a trust exercise. We learn the process of using emotional recall. We learn how to use sources. We learn how to contact that source when we need it. And then we learn to leave it alone and allow the emotion to take us. So my advice in terms of crying on cue is actually not to think that way at all, but to contact your source, leave it alone, and allow the emotions to come in an organic way. Also remember, bad actors try to cry. Human beings try not to. So whatever the source you're contacting, you have to also wrestle with not wanting to give in to it. The minute you are trying to generate emotion, you will become a bad actor.